And continue.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
So turn the marble tentacle.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for us?
Canva lost? It can't be true.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? Lady Karen's.
Sid, I can't help but... Here. What an amazing specimen. When I successfully graft this to the Morganbeards, I suspect the results will be immediate. It is just as I hoped. Witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. Why, I dare say such a vine graft would yield similar results when applied to other specimens as well.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
You've not only helped us, Sid, you've saved us. Do you recall the extract with which I provided you before? I took a moment to distill some more, but this time with the petals from the invigorated Morganbeards. And would you believe? You must accept this file as thanks for your assistance.
Now my potions are even more powerful. There. Maximize. Makes sense. Okay, I see.
Bring out the bearers! Let me and my mortar purge them of their sin!
You'll regret doing my mother's bidding.
You're a fine hand.
Hold still!
You're not leaving. Nice try. This one. Too slow. Too slow. Nice try. Help me, boy. Too slow. Your work here is done.
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago. Those things I said before.
Oh, Clive. My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne.
The High Cardinal.
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title.
And what does he want with Northridge?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold. A foundation upon which to build a new Sambrek. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants. with promises that they shall be afforded.
He would rob the populace to pay.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec, a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable.
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke for your services to Northreach? You have the respect of the soldiers, and unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you. Well, will you try?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, in the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been built.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass, but you should be all right. Wait here. I'll go and...
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do... If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will... one whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, And I told you then how putting the Empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
As long as... you remain, the veil was...
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
All right there.
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. And now he's trying to drive us out completely. Threatened if the dame said she wanted him run out of town.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place, and with hardly a word to the dame.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Why? Your storm is...
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't you build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to it, we'll do whatever it takes to keep... whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the...
Well, he's made a lot of enemies come... I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do...
You're the one who was talking to his eminence.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not... What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards...
As long as you remain, the veil was...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise... Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Captain. For you, certainly. Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders, and not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together. With you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, but I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Those things I said before. There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
Let of us believe.
Let's go.
Yeah!
Oh. I didn't know I could actually fight the antelope.
All right. down. One to go. Ready, go? Run like the wind. Rodriguez could have mentioned his spiders would be the size of curls.
Stay down!
I'm just gonna skip.
These are Gizal green seeds.
Yep. I'm skipping a whole bunch. Gosh, so much. This I'll watch though.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest.
And here it comes. I will not let this village fall.
Stay down!
Everything slain.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride, and it's...
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait.
Hard to say. My men are still facing... I could order it attack.
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure. May the Founder protect...
Damages. More things to trigger lightning round usage. The shreds usage.
Next one's mine. I might not know.
There it is. With me, Torgal. All right. Back to East.
The hero? It's lucky you... Not only did my seeds get delivered...
I just did what I...
And it's only right. Take it.
Thank you, Moth.
So, he's put... And a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but... I never stopped to think what it would mean. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall...
I take it you didn't always see...
Well, if you really want to know... I started doing what I do. In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been... Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like... And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that day.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like.
Suppose you're right. And if we don't manage it, good thing we've got a few half-decents. It's almost enough to give you a little... Anyway, enough. Better get back to work. The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now. Kicked out already?
No. This charmer ain't letting anyone through.
Why are the gates closed?
Chief's orders. No one's allowed in without his say-so. Not that I'd have let you in anyway. I suggest you go home.
That's what I'm trying to do, you little prick. Ain't changed a bit, have you, Snotty?
No. It isn't.
Long time no see, eh?
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, it was meant to be a surprise, but since you asked so nicely, I'm here to see Zoltan, you fucking numbskull. Now...
All right. Just... don't go starting anything with the chief.
I promise I won't throw the first punch.
Go on then.
Much it.
So this is Dravaged. Not much going on, is there?
It's a smithing town. When I was a lad, you'd have to shout to be heard over this. Clive, you're good with people.
Hey, you ain't back.
There's a river of bad blood. But if someone can build me a bridge...
All right.
I appreciate it. It'll be near the forge on the hill. It was our master's.
Forge on the hill.
Good luck.
But if we can't fire the forge, how are we gonna...
Good day. Thank you. Here you are.
Hotter! Hotter, damn it! Those miserable flames wouldn't melt butter!
Pardon the intrusion. I'm looking for the chief.
That'd be me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'll bet it is. Keep the gates closed, I tell him. You're not welcome here.
Blackthorn's here.
What did you say?
He's traveled a long way to see you.
Yes, has he?
He's waiting. Down by the gates.
Then I suggest you take him with you when you leave.
Didn't you apprentice together?
So what if we did?
Fuck! We're getting nowhere. These bearers' flames are next to bloody useless. We're never going to be able to fire up the forges unless we can find some new crystals.
I'm a busy man, as you can see, so do me a favor and piss off. Oh, and if you're struggling to find your way out, ask Blackthorn. That prick knows exactly where the exit is. He's not wanted here. And neither are you.
All right. I'm going.
Mama, why hasn't Papa come back?
Let me guess. Zoltan told you to piss off.
As a personal favor to him, yes.
Well, at least he didn't beat about the bush.
There'll be no talking him round. Not after what I did.
Which is what exactly? If we're to help, what turned the village against you?
I left. Dravozd. Zoltan. The burden of leadership our dying master dropped in our laps. There are two kinds of smiths in this world, you see. My kind, who are in it for the love of the craft, who labour on a single piece from dawn to dusk to get it just right. And the other kind, who are in it for different reasons. People like Zoltan, whose work is quick and cheap. The kind of smiths who shit out a few hundred blades, reap the profit, and divvy it out among themselves. There wasn't a single day we weren't at each other's throats. And bit by bit, people started taking sides. You would have torn Dravozd in half had it gone on.
You didn't have to do that.
Zoltan's a better chief than I would have been. His way of doing things kept food on people's tables. Dravozd prospered without me and my lofty ideals getting in the road. Until the crystals run out at any rate. Without magic to fire the furnaces, this place is as good as dead.
It depends on how you look at it, though. There's got to be other ways of making fire. We manage it in the Deadlands.
Thanks to Sid's ingenuity, yeah. He saw all of this coming. Knew crystals were the problem, not the solution. And spent years coming up with ways of doing without.
You know what I mean, though, right? What I'm trying to say is that it's not your fault.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I don't want to be the greatest smith alive just because I happen to be the last. Clive, Dravozd won't last long without its furnaces, so... Do you think it's time we shared Sid's bellows with the world? The way I see it. It's your decision to make.
Hold on, Blackthorn. Sid made those things for us. They give us an edge over the rest, and you'd be throwing it away.
All right. Do it. This place was your home. Sid's creations were never meant to be hoarded. Let this be another step on the road to freeing Valisthea from the prison of the Crystal's blessing. Dravozd will show the world that it's possible. Wouldn't you agree, August?
When you put it that way, of course. It's like hearing Sid speak from beyond the grave.
Thank you, Clive.
Shall I go and fetch the plans, then?
I know I'm off by heart. I'll be needing some help, though. Building a furnace isn't exactly a one-man job. Do us a favour and round up anyone strong enough to lug a brick or two with you, August.
All right, then.
And I've got a job for you too, Clive. Finding me some salamander skin. I need leather for the bellows and nothing else will withstand the heat. Luckily for us, salamanders feed out in the fields of Carava.
Time for a spot of hunting, then.
Ready, girl? Faster! Let's make this quick, shall we? Straight home now. No mistakes. Say that will be enough for a decent set of bellows.
What's this all about then?
Tell him.
Any trouble finding the skin?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
This should be plenty. Right then. Time for everyone pulls their weight. We'll be...
Well, I'll be damned. I honestly didn't think it'd work. But it's hot enough, all right. You know what this means, don't you? I do, yeah. Dravost is saved.
Sorry about earlier. I take back everything I said. That thing you built us is an honest-to-God's marvel. You saved our village.
It's Blackthorn you should be thanking. He oversaw the construction.
Give this to him, would you?
What is it?
Pit coal cinders. After he left, I spent years trying to eke the most out of our forges. That there was my answer. Chuck it in the fire, and your forge will burn hotter for longer. Our secret for yours. Only fair. I've always envied Blackthorn. Since the day I became chief, I spent every spare moment trying to match up to the bastard. No amount of sleepless nights at the anvil will ever bridge that gap, though. He's a genius. Plain and simple. The man Dravost needed. But he took all his talent and left. Is it any wonder I hate his guts?
The cinders would mean more coming from you.
I need to forgive him first. And that's not gonna happen.
Well, you know what they say. These things take time. Especially when they involve two geezers who hold grudges tighter than their hammers. But what matters is, Blackthorn's got that twinkle back in his eye.
So would I.
I reckon he's going to be at it a while yet, though, so why don't you head off without us?
See that you both do.
All right. It'll be a nice little surprise for him.
So many quests. Oh, missions.
Lord Rosfield.
Perhaps. My brother said that you... Have you learned anything of note?
Little and less.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not... Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in...
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are off as if protecting the
secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, mayhap it would please you to observe.
Would that be possible?
Of course. As perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect... If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm...
All right.
They will be most gratified. Might I suggest you take the road? It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord.
Pick up all these quests. Oh my god. Never stop. Don't finish them all.
Take that, you naughty thing!
Clive!
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring.
Since we, all is absolutely wonderful, and firmly at the helm. Us just as the good lady
Are you a lord? They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act... Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting us... And they have formed what one could call... And they grow more organized.
We'll fight them all off just like last time, won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult. Our best hope is to nip these by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the corps. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill?
How could I refuse?
Thank you. Victor will fill you in on the particular. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving...
I'll go and speak with him.
I will do all of these things. Right there.
What's the difference
Alright,
between a lord and a mayor?
A league of outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalam.
Ah,
I thought you'd have returned to...
I did. I've developed something of a... And having worked so hard to see its sentiment, Master Lubor said...
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to...
He asked for my aid in putting down the band, and he said that you might be able to help me fight.
Then you've come at just the right time. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we...
All right. Which camp shall I...
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Everywhere. Everywhere!
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, well, the whole village turned out for everyone except Zoltan has.
Oh, but that reminds me.
Pick old Cinder. How'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to have it?
I'm sure. He didn't say so, but I think...
Yeah. You know I could never leave this place, don't you? Every time you put on mail, there's no greater honor for us. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness, but I will make good use of his Cinder. And if that helps save even a single life, then he'll have my gratitude. What was it you said he called me? Huh? A genius? Sounds like I better get to work.
It's good to see you back on form.
I don't know how you pair put up, but I'm grateful all the same. Now, where was I?
Ain't got the art to tell him how similar they are.
A little healthy competition should be...
You're not wrong. It's a shame him and Zoltan couldn't let... No use grumbling about it now, though. Blackthorn's happy. Or...
Hooray!
What do you want?
Bad. Don't tongue with that. They're all funnies.
And?
Big is it?
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had them.
I will turn this quest in, and I will stop.
And the lost.
And the next time I will continue.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for a lesson today? How was she? The Enterprise.
Uh-huh, sir.
Good, thanks.
That's brilliant! I'll fit him to the smelter right... May... The Telemon furnace!
She's a beauty.
You saved my beacon again, Sid!
It's fine, really.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure you could just... How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff, and I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's all...
Stretchy metal.
That is the spirit.
Real.
So? It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Inventory. Excellent. With 2 Ds. Nice. Oh no. Another plus. I'm gonna ignore that for now and stop.